Landscaping company owner Doug Evans reports to prison in April to serve his 21-month sentence for minority contracting fraud. Now, Claremont County officials say they're considering, taking legal action against Evans for water and land permit violations on property he owns in Union Township.
Investigative reporter Paula Christian gives us an update now on a story she first brought us 1 year ago.
He's done a lot of clearing of the hillside, removed a whole bunch of topsoil and dirt for other projects.
When Jason Gordon built a log cabin here in 2005, he was surrounded by woods and wildlife, like this bald eagle seen flying nearby last month. That changed in 2012 when an elderly neighbor sold 11 acres to Doug Evans. Since then, Gordon says Evans has removed thousands of trees to create an industrial park. Evans' attorney says he is doing it for the betterment of the community as a whole.
You couldn't see into the wood line very far at all. There were so many trees. My wife and kids used to go hiking in the woods.
Evans applied for a tax break with the Claremont County auditor called a current agricultural use value, or CAUV, for the property on Mount Carmel Road. A CAUV application signed by Evans in 2018 says 5.7 acres is nursery stock, flowers, and vegetables, and another 5 acres is non-commercial woodland. The I-Team drone captured an overhead view of the property in January of 2020. After the I-Team showed this to Claremont County Auditor Linda Fraley, she said his CAUV status was in jeopardy.
He's at very high risk to losing it based on what you're showing me.
After my story last year, Fraley sent this letter to Evans in October, denying his entire CAUV tax break because of lack of farming activity.
She also reclassified more than 17 acres of land from agricultural to commercial. This more than doubled Evans' taxes from nearly $23,000 in 2019 to $61,000 in 2020. Our I-Team drone captured footage of what this land looks like now. Evans and corporate attorney Zach Peterson would not go on camera for this story. In a statement, Peterson writes, "We fear that the county's determination was an overreaction, at least in part to public pressure stemming from media coverage and not entirely based on the application of the CAUV rules." Sean Suter is an attorney specializing in land use. He has no ties to this case. He says CAUV is meant to give a tax break to farmers.
You're essentially, swearing that you are using it for that purpose. And so if you aren't, then they can take that away from you.
Union Township also gave Evans an agricultural exemption from some zoning rules. That allowed Evans to build, quote, cattle and hay barn structures, according to documents obtained by the I-Team through public records requests. But Gordon insists commercial businesses such as an auto repair shop, a steel fabricator, and a concrete sawing company operated inside these buildings.
I've been complaining to Union Township about this industrial park for 8 years now.
Gordon filed a lawsuit against Evans and Union Township last February. He accuses the township of failing to enforce its own zoning regulations. Evans filed a countersuit against Gordon alleging harassment. No one from the township would go on camera for this story.
Union Township filed a motion to dismiss Gordon's lawsuit, but Judge Jerry McBride signed this order in August, refusing to throw out the case.
The folly in that is that it's more expensive to correct it after the fact than it is to go get the permit in the first place.
Peterson says Evans is working to resolve permit issues. In a statement to the I-Team, Peterson writes, permit requirements at issue here are subject to different yet reasonable interpretations. Meanwhile, Gordon's case is stalled, likely until this summer. That's when an appeals court may rule on whether the lawsuit against Union Township can move forward.
I'm at the mercy of the court, as they say.
Paula Christian, WCPO 9 I-Team.
Claremont County officials are trying to resolve the complaints that Evans cut down trees, rerouted a stream, and added a retention pond as well, all without a permit. A county spokesman says, quote, "We attempt to give property owners every opportunity to comply before seeking legal action." For more information, turn to Paula's digital story on WCPO.com.